Good evening, everybody. And after a couple of week hiatus, Brunswick's Best is back this week with an action-packed episode with
action-packed. Yeah, that's
looking
right.
at once again looking at the greatest players in Vikings history. This week, spotlighting the very popular number 13.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So I'm sure you've got a shit ton of
There's
people
way
on this
too much
list.
this week. Way too much information to ramble through this week.
All right, well, why don't you get started on it then, since we got so many to go through.
Big shout out once again this week to Christopher Gates. A hell of a good write up for number 13. There wasn't much there. So I went to the Norseman and I found Gates' write up, and we're going to go with that. So Chris, thank you for doing my job this week. And I will narrate his article to you through Brunswick's Best this week. And with that being said, let's get this ball rolling. There aren't a lot of numbers in the history of the Minnesota Vikings that have been as thoroughly unproductive as the number 13 has been. In fact, the number 13 has been almost exclusively the number of the backup quarterback. Nobody in franchise history wore the number 13 until it was selected by a quarterback, Steve Bono, in 1985. Not Bono from U2.
That's Bono, not Bono.
It's not Bono. Steve Bono. Steve Bono. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but
it's Bono.
Okay. Bono was selected in the 6th round of the 1985, my birth year's draft by the Vikings. And in his 2 years with the team, he had as many sacks taken as completed passes, 2 of each. The team let him go in 1987, and he would go on to have a fairly lengthy NFL career. Moving along to Mr. Gino Torretta, who I don't even believe stepped into a game for us at all, maybe in the preseason, but as far as the regular season goes, which is kind of a letdown because Gino Torretta won a Heisman at the University of Miami and was drafted by the Vikings in the 7th round of the 1993 NFL draft. He didn't even make the team, so there's that. So yeah, he didn't even step on the field for us. Moving along to a guy that all of you should know if you've been watching the team the last decade or so. Sean Hill served 2 different stints, much like Gus Frerotte, but not quite as productive as Mr. Gus Frerotte. He served 2 stints as a Vikings backup, and as he was with the team in 2005 when he didn't attempt a pass, and was also with the team in 2015 and 2016. He did see some action in those seasons and even got a start and a win in the year that Sam Bradford actually popped over here. This was his one start that he got that year because Bradford needed the extra week to digest the playbook.
Yeah, that was right after Teddy Bridgewater's knee exploded.
Yep, and a lot of us Vikings fans are like, oh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Is Sean Hill going to be our quarterback this year? What are we going to do? Well, Sean Hill played one game, and he won it for us. Well, I don't know if he won it for us, but we won the game. He actually made him the only one of these 4 quarterbacks to be credited with an actual win or a victory for the Vikings. So, we'll move along to another guy a little bit farther behind Mr. Hill here in the Vikings chronological order, and that guy is none other than future non-Hall of Fame quarterback Kelly Holcomb. Now, Holcomb, I remember Holcomb very, very vividly. Another one of those situations where he was our quarterback, but he shouldn't have been starting, I believe he came from the Bengals, right? Bengals, Browns, one of the two. They're
The Browns.
Interchangeable at the time.
Yes, from the Browns.
Okay. So Holcomb actually got 3 starts for the Vikings in Brad Childress's weird quarterback season of 2007. Exactly. Weird, wild
stuff. That was just weird. Just wild.
Just wild stuff. Yeah, just wild stuff.
That was I did not know that. Actually, I did, but
he went 0-3 in those starts and threw just 2 touchdown passes during that stretch. Yeah, that was a nasty season for real. I think that might have been the worst season I witnessed as a Vikings fan. I think that was the season we went in like 6-10, or 5-11. I don't remember, but
Something like.
we were in purgatory that year. Well, if it's 2007, that would be Peterson's rookie year, so I guess it wasn't that bad. I mean, we had some highlights that year with Peterson at the helm, but
Yeah.
I don't think we made the playoffs in 07.
No.
So outside of the quarterback position, we'll put that to rest. We got all of our quarterbacks out the window. Outside of the quarterback position, probably the most valuable number 13 to ever wear that number for the franchise, and that is Bucky Scribner. Scribner. Now, Scribner played his first 2 seasons in 83 and 84 with the Green Bay Packers. And then didn't punt again until 1987 when he was signed by the Vikings. He appeared in 36 games for the Purple and Gold and averaged just over 40 yards per punt, which isn't bad. So, with that being said, that puts an end to this week's short and sweet Brunswick's Best.
This may be a record for one of our shortest shows ever, but
shortest segments, yeah.
Yeah. But with that,
50 right now, so yeah, a 5-minute little spot. We'll take it.
Yeah, it is what it is. Number 13 was not exactly the cream of the crop, we'll put it.
I don't think this will be the only number that is that way either. We've had some numbers in the past that have been so we'll see.
Yeah, there'll be a couple more while we're in the teens, then when we
Maybe
start
we'll
rolling into the 20s.
Messed, Rhino.
Yeah. This is another one. Then yes, yeah, probably a good idea. All right, and with that though, being Lance is out of breath from that extensive list he had, I want to thank everybody again for watching. Make sure you tune into the studio show Friday night 6 p.m. as normal, and then
lots and lots to talk about.
Oh yeah, it's almost we have more to talk about than this list had anyway.
It's that time of the season, bro.
Right. And then, of course, remember next week, Rhino's Rants on Monday, then another episode of Brunswick's Best, yada, yada, yada. If you've not done so yet.
Next week, fellas.
If you've not done so yet, hit that subscribe button, pound it, smash it, beat it with a hammer. Tell your friends to do the same thing. Like the videos, like the shows. Thank you, everybody. You guys have a good Wednesday, a good rest of your week. We'll see you on Friday.
SKOL.
SKOL Vikes.